କଣ କିରେ କେତେ ଲୋକ ଥଣ୍ଡା ଜର?
Good morning. Um, so, in my last class, what I have discussed, anyone can share? Yes. In my last class, which portion I have shared? I have discussed.
Sir, Water Prevention Act.
Water Act ର କଣ ପଢିଥିଲେ ଆମେ? Composition, constitution of different board have we discussed?
The definition part.
Okay. Okay. So the next important portion of Water Pollution Act is that who are the authorities under the act, or we can say that what are the different boards, pollution control board or water board constituted under the Water Pollution Act. So today I am going to discuss the Water Act, and we have already discussed the definition and the important terms and the development of Water Act. Then today we have to discuss the most important portion of Water Act, that is composition, constitution, power and function of different board under Water Pollution Act 1974. Again repeating, composition, constitution, power and function of different boards under Water Pollution Act 1974. So here I am using two terms, composition and constitution. Composition and constitution. What does it mean? Composition and constitution. What is the meaning of constitution and what is the meaning of composition? Yes. Shreya? Anyone who can answer?
Sir, Constitution ମାନେ water pollution କୁ prevent କରିବା ପାଇଁ କଣ ସବୁ ମାନେ law କି କିଛି ବି initiatives କରାହେଇଥିଲା ସେଇ regarding?
Composition?
No, sir.
Composition ଦେଖ ପରୀକ୍ଷାରେ ତମର ଏଇ ଟାଇପ ର ପଡିବ, discuss the composition and constitution of different board under the act. ଆଚ୍ଛା, constitution means who constitutes. Who constitutes means who made. Constitution discuss the constitution of different board under the act means who has constituted, who has made different board under the act. So constitution means for example, in case of central board, the central board is constituted by the central government. Okay, so let me proceed, then I will explain you. So, and composition means composed of, means consist of, କାହାକୁ ନେଇକିରି, ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ହେଲା constitution ହେଲା କିଏ ବନେଇଛି. Composition ହେଲା କାହାକୁ ନେଇକିରି ବନା ହେଇଛି, constitution ହେଲା କିଏ ତାକୁ ବନେଇଛି. This is the difference between composition and constitution. Okay, so from section 3, particularly section 3.4 deals with the composition and constitution of central board and state board. Please note down, under section 3, central government has to constitute a central board for water pollution. And under section 4, the state government has to constitute a state board for water pollution. So under section 3 and 4, central board and state board are constituted by the central government as well as by the state government. And again under section 3, the composition of central board has been provided. Under section 4, the composition of state board has been provided. So under Water Pollution Act, there are 3 types of board. Please note down, there are 3 types of board: central board, state board, and there is provision for joint board. Central board, state board, and there is a joint board. Joint board is constituted under section 13 and 14. Joint board is composed of different state government and union territory. So joint board, the provision relating to joint board is coming under section 13 and 14. So let me proceed one by one. That central board for water pollution, the book or in the statutes, this thing has been written that only central board, there is no wording like central water pollution board. The language used in the act is only central board. Under Water Act, it means central water pollution board. And in case of state, the same thing. State board means state water pollution board. So under section 3, the central government made the water central board for water pollution. Under section 3, central government has to make the central board. Then section 4, state government has to constitute the state board. And under section 13, 14, a joint board, please note down, a joint board has to be constituted by the central government. A joint board has to be constituted by the central government. Listen, mostly joint board, in case of joint board, there are 3 types of board: central board, state board, and joint board. So central board to be made by the central government, state board is to be made by the state government. Whereas a joint board consists of different state government or state government and union territory. Joint board, mostly it is made between the state government or between state government and union territory. And the provision relating to joint board or the system of joint board is not a routine phenomenon. In exceptional circumstances or where the situation requires, a joint board may be constituted, taking into account the different state government and union territory. So joint board, there is provision for joint board to regulate, to check, to prevent water pollution. So let us come to the composition and constitution of central board. Listen, please note down. Central board is constituted by the central government. So first line should be like that. Then come to the second line. Central board under section 3 consists of first a chairman. There is a chairman. Second, 5 central government officials. 5 central government officials shall be nominated by the central government to the central board. Listen, the language is like that. There is a chairman shall be nominated by the central government. A chairman shall be nominated by the central government to the central board. And the second category of members are that 5 central government officials shall be nominated by the central government. 5 central government officials shall be nominated by the central government to be the member of the central board. Central government ro employee ku nominate କରାଯିବ central board ro member ହବା. Then come to the next category. 5 persons, and third category, 5 persons shall be nominated from the different state board. Please note down, 5 persons shall be nominated by the central government. 5 persons shall be nominated by the central government from different state board. Then the next category of representation is 3 persons shall be nominated by the central government. ମାନେ ବୁଝିପାରୁଛ ଯୋଉମାନଙ୍କୁ କି ମାନେ ସେଣ୍ଟ୍ରାଲ ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟ ଡାଇରେକ୍ଟଲି ନିଜେ ସିଲେକ୍ଟ କରିକି ବା ନୋମିନେଟ କରିକି ଆଣିବ ସେମାନଙ୍କର କିଛି ସେମିତି ଇଏ ନାହିଁ ସେଣ୍ଟ୍ରାଲ ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟ ଯାହାକୁ ଚାହିଁବ ତାକୁ ଆଣିପାରିବ. So 3 persons, the next category is 3 persons shall be nominated by the central government. 3 persons shall be nominated by the central government representing agriculture, fisheries or industry. Please note down.
Sir, can you repeat this?
3 persons shall be nominated by the central government. The first line, just it is common, it is same for all. So the 3 persons shall be nominated by the central government representing agriculture, fisheries or industry. Representing agriculture, fisheries or industry. Then come to the next category. The 2 persons shall be nominated. 2 persons shall be nominated by the central government representing central government company or central government corporation. 2 persons from central government company or central government corporation. Then lastly or finally, the last one is that a member secretary has to be appointed by the central government. A member secretary has to be appointed by the central government who holds office permanently. Mostly the member secretary are the civil servants. They are directly appointed by the central government. The member secretary of the pollution control board, whether it is central board or state board, are basically either they are IS officers or professor having experience on marine science, life science, botany, zoology, like that, or any civil servant like IFS officers. So they were mostly appointed as the member secretary of the pollution control board. So again repeating, the 1 chairman, 5 central government officials, then 5 persons from the different state board, then 3 persons representing agriculture, fishery and industry, representing central government company or corporation. Then finally, there is a member secretary, 1 member secretary who has to be appointed by the central government. So if you take into consideration all total, maximum 17 members has to be appointed or nominated. So this is how the Central Pollution Control Board is being constituted. The Central Pollution Control Board is constituted by the central government and it consists of maximum 17 members. So under section 3, composition and constitution of central board is there. Then come to the state board. State board section 4. So listen, The state board, composition of state board is similar with the composition of central board with minor difference. So please note down section 4, composition of state pollution control board. Section 4, composition and constitution of state pollution control board. So the state pollution control board is constituted by the state government, means the state board. ତମେ ଦେଖିଥିବ ଆମର ଭୁବନେଶ୍ୱରରେ ପଲ୍ୟୁସନ କଣ୍ଟ୍ରୋଲ ବୋର୍ଡ ଅଛି। ଆଚ୍ଛା, ତାର ନାଁଟା ହଉଛି ସିମ୍ପଲି ପଲ୍ୟୁସନ କଣ୍ଟ୍ରୋଲ PCB, ଷ୍ଟେଟ ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟ ଅଫ ଓଡ଼ିଶା। ତା ଆଗରୁ ଏଟା ଥିଲା SPCB, ଷ୍ଟେଟ ପଲ୍ୟୁସନ କଣ୍ଟ୍ରୋଲ ବୋର୍ଡ। The name has been changed, now simply PCB, Pollution Control Board, Government of Odisha, Pollution Control Board, Government of India। ଆଗରୁ କଣ କୁହାଯାଉଥିଲା? CPCB, Central Pollution Control Board, SPCB କୁହାଯାଉଥିଲା State Pollution Control Board। Simply the name has been changed, but all other things remain same. So under section 4, you have the composition constitution of State Pollution Control Board. You may say that SPCB or Pollution Control Board of the state. Then come to the composition of State Pollution Control Board in the same manner. There is a chairman, then 5 state government officials, 5 state government officials nominated by the state government, the state board. Then 5%, the third category is important, which differs from the central board and state board. The third category is under section 4, the composition of state board. There is a chairman, 5 persons representing state government officials. Then the third category is 5 persons shall be nominated from the local authority. 5 persons shall be nominated by the state government. 5 persons shall be nominated by the state government representing local authority. So local authority means your municipality, NAC, board, bureau, BDA. So local authority basically indicates that. So 5 persons shall be nominated by the state government representing different local authority. Local authority कहला माने municipality को बुझेई पारे बा NAC को बुझेई पारे, पंचायत को बुझेई पारे। particularly local authority को मान को कहा जाए जो माने होचंती हमर democratic system रे a part of the political subdivision, a part of political subdivision माने से माने भी गोटे ग्रुप को रिप्रेजेंट कर। ओके, so first category chairman, 1 chairman, second is 5 government officials, third one is 5 persons representing local authority, then the fourth one is that the same 3 persons representing agriculture, fishery and industry. 3 persons representing agriculture, fishery and industry. Then come to the next category, that 2 persons representing state government company or corporation. 2 persons representing state government company or corporation. Then finally there is a member secretary. Member secretary by the state government, and the member secretary of the state pollution control board or central pollution control board, they hold office permanently till their retirement or till the government wants to change them. So member secretary who has to officiate the office and lot of responsibility and the implementation of all the provisions of the act vested on, or the responsibility is vested on the member secretary. So this is what the composition of state board. Okay. Composition of state board as well as central board I have discussed now under section 3 and 4. Acha. Then come to the composition and constitution of joint board under the Water Pollution Act. Please note down section 13-14 deals with the joint board. 13-14 deals with the joint board. Listen, joint board are of two types. You can make a small graph that joint board are of two types. Joint board between state government and state government. Please note down, joint board can be constituted between state government and state government, or a joint board may be constituted between state government and union territory. State government and union territory.
Sir, can you repeat that?
State government and union territory. In India, we have number of union territories are there. So a joint board may be constituted between state government and union territory, or between state government and state government. So particularly the states, those who are adjoining to each other, or the neighboring state, if they want to regulate water pollution, if more than two states want to regulate water pollution and want to have a common law which will be applicable only to them, then the state government has to make a resolution in their assembly, and the resolution with an intention to constitute or to form a joint board, and that resolution has to be sent to the central government. Again repeating, if more than two states they want to form a joint board with an object to check, prevent and control water pollution, then a joint board may be constituted by the central government. Therefore, joint board is not a routine phenomena under Water Act. In exceptional circumstances, a joint board may be constituted. And the purpose of joint board is that if there is some common problem which is arising in some states, in more than two states, and the states they want to regulate the water pollution, then the state government has to make a resolution, has to make an agreement between them. Agreement between whom? Between the states, those who want to participate in the joint board. Joint board कहला माने देखो, it is not a one board. Joint कहला माने केते जन को मिसेकी, where more than two states agree to form a joint board, then a joint board may be constituted. So the basis of joint board is a voluntary agreement. Under section 3, the state government are free to enter into an agreement to form a joint board. And section 13 deals with the composition of joint board. Section 14 deals with the section 13 constitution, and section 14 composition of joint board. Listen, again repeating, joint board are of two types, or joint board may of two types, between state government, or joint board between state government and union territory. So joint board the provision or the question of joint board arises where more than two states or some state and union territory, they want to check, prevent, regulate water pollution. Where there is a common problem, where there is a common objective to regulate water pollution, in such circumstances, a joint board may be constituted. Otherwise, in every state, there is a state board, and at the center, there is a central board. In every state, under section 4, there is a state board, and under section 3, at the center, there is a central board. So, joint board, it is not a common one. So, wherever necessary, a joint board may be constituted. And because joint board consists of different states, so automatically the central government, the responsibility of the central government to constitute a joint board. जेहेतु बहुत गुड़े माने स्टेट गवर्नमेंट मिसिकी करूचंती कोनोसी गुटे स्टेट गवर्नमेंट तो बोर्ड बनेइबनी तेनु करी सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट जॉइंट बोर्ड टाको बनेइबो the composition of joint board section 14 रे कहूची जे जो जो स्टेट गुडा को मिसिबे जॉइंट बोर्ड रे सेही स्टेट गुडारू रिप्रेजेंटेशन हबो सेही स्टेट गुडारू रिप्रेजेंटेशन माने सेही स्टेट गुडारू मेंबर मान को नॉमिनेट करा दिबो बा सिलेक्ट करा दिबो अच्छा ताले आसीबा हमें सेक्शन 13 रे हला जॉइंट बोर्ड को माने कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ जॉइंट बोर्ड सेक्शन 14 रे होची कंपोजिशन ऑफ जॉइंट बोर्ड अच्छा सुनो कंपोजिशन ऑफ जॉइंट बोर्ड रे कोन सेटा आसीबो अच्छा सुनो the manner in which the composition of state board okay so the composition of joint board is in the same manner means please note down composition of joint board first there is a chairman to be nominated by the central government there is a because sometime short question is asked on joint board so be particular that composition of joint board first there is a chairman to be nominated by the central government not by the central board the central government has to nominate a chairman of the joint board then come to the second category that one person shall be nominated please note down this is important one person shall be nominated by the central government from the participating state representing state government officials देखो हमरो सेकंड कैटेगरी कोन हला गवर्नमेंट ऑफिशियल्स तो जेतेटा स्टेट गवर्नमेंट पार्टिसिपेट करथिबे प्रत्येक स्टेट गवर्नमेंट को जणे जणे गवर्नमेंट ऑफिशियल को सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट नॉमिनेट करी one person shall be nominated देखो टिके लैंग्वेज ता सेमती देखो सॉरी सेटा 1 मिनट सॉरी 2 कर मु भूल कहली अन्य गुडा को 1 1 ता ए गुडा कहला केवल 2 माने ए ऑफिशियल कैटेगरी सुनो 2 गवर्नमेंट ऑफिशियल्स shall be nominated from each participating state representing the state government Come to the second category. 2 state government officials shall be nominated by the central government representing the participating state. जो state गुड़ा participate करूची सेही state गुड़ारू 2 जन लेखा state government official को nominate करिवो किए central government. अच्छा, second category गला state government officials. Third category को आसीबा one person shall be nominated by the central government from the category of local authority. Local authority gote category achi. So one person shall be nominated from each participating state representing local authority. One person shall be nominated by the central government representing local authority from the participating state. प्रत्येक participating state रू जने जने लेखा local authority category रू nominate करा जीवो कोठी की joint board. Then come to the next category. One person shall be nominated representing agriculture fishery industry. देखो ये सब गुड़ा को किए nominate करिवो ये जो आमे डिस्कस करूचे जे सेंट्रल बोर्ड कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन रे सेंट्रल बोर्ड रे सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट सॉरी जॉइंट बोर्ड रे सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट नॉमिनेट करी. अच्छा, तो प्रथम हैला प्रत्येक गवर्नमेंट ऑफिशियल कैटेगरी रू दी जण तापरे लोकल अथॉरिटी रू जणे जणे ता एग्रीकल्चर फिशरी इंडस्ट्री रू भी जणे जणे किए नॉमिनेट करिवो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट नॉमिनेट करिवो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट रू को स्टेट गवर्नमेंट जो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट गुड़ा को तमरो जॉइंट बोर्ड रे पार्टिसिपेट करी. अच्छा, तापरे आसीबा देन नेक्स्ट कैटेगरी हला कोन तमरो गवर्नमेंट कंपनी और कॉर्पोरेशन. गवर्नमेंट कंपनी कॉर्पोरेशन रे totally 2 persons shall be nominated. Totally 2 persons shall be nominated by the central government representing state government company or corporation. अन्य गुड़ारे प्रत्येक माने स्टेट रु जने बा 2 जन लेखा आसीबे किंतु ए जोटा हमरो गवर्नमेंट कंपनी कॉर्पोरेशन जो कैटेगरीटा ता धेरे तमरो माने केवल 2 जन को माने 2 persons shall be nominated by the central government representing state government company corporation to be a member of the joint board. And finally, there is a member secretary to be appointed by the central government. जेमती हमरो स्टेट बोर्ड सेंट्रल बोर्ड रे गोटे मेंबर सेक्रेटरी अछि जॉइंट बोर्ड रे भी गोटे मेंबर सेक्रेटरी रहइबो जे कि directly appointed by the central government. माने joint board to constitute a joint board initially it may be the responsibility of the state government. The state government has to show their willingness, but finally the joint board has to be constituted, has to be constituted by the central government. Joint board ta central government ro responsibility ताको केमिति तयारी करिवो केमिति नॉमिनेट करिवो फाइनली इट इज द रेस्पोंसिबिलिटी ऑफ द सेंटर. So this is something relating to the composition constitution of different board under the Water Pollution Act. Again repeating, composition constitution of central board section 3, composition constitution of state board 4, composition constitution of joint board section 13 and 14. Here one question arises that in every state there is a state board, but in case of union territory, I have not mentioned anything relating to union territory. In case of union territory, there is no provision for composition constitution of union territory board. There is no provision for union territory board. So listen, in case of union territory, the central board, in case of union territory, the central board shall act as a union territory board. Line ta lekhinio under section 5, there is an explanation that the central board the central board shall act as a union territory board. Because there is no provision for constitution of a separate union territory board. Then come to another explanation under section 13. Under section
Sir,
13,
can you repeat that line?
the central board shall act as a union territory board. There is no provision for constitution of a separate union territory board. Union territory ପାଇଁ କୌଣସି board provision ନାହିଁ. Central board जो ତିଆରି ହେଇଛି section 3 ରେ, central board shall act as a union territory board. Then there is another explanation to union territory is suppose a joint board is constituted where a union territory is a party. What explanation कौची section 13 रे अछि. Suppose a joint board is constituted where a union territory is a party. That means a joint board between state government and union territory. A joint board between state government and union territory. In such cases, the joint board shall be the union territory board. ଆଉ ଥରେ କହୁଛି, ଯୋଉ ଜାଗାରେ ୟୁନିୟନ ଟେରିଟୋରୀ ଗୋଟେ ଜଏଣ୍ଟ ବୋର୍ଡରେ ଗୋଟେ ପାର୍ଟି ଥାଏ, ଯୋଉ ଜାଗାରେ ଜଏଣ୍ଟ ବୋର୍ଡରେ ୟୁନିୟନ ଟେରିଟୋରୀ ଗୋଟେ ପାର୍ଟି ଥାଏ, ସେ ଜାଗାରେ ବା ସେଇ ୟୁନିୟନ ଟେରିଟୋରୀ ଗୁଡାରେ ତମର ଜଏଣ୍ଟ ବୋର୍ଡ ଟା ହଉଛି ୟୁନିୟନ ଟେରିଟୋରୀର ବୋର୍ଡ ବୋଲି କୁହାଯିବ. ମାନେ ଜଏଣ୍ଟ ବୋର୍ଡ ଟା କୌଣସି ଗୋଟେ ଷ୍ଟେଟ ର ବୋର୍ଡ ନୁହେଁ, ଏଟା ଗୋଟେ ହଉଛି ए सेपरेट बॉडी. किंतु जदि जॉइंट बोर्ड रे यूनियन टेरिटोरी ताधरे पार्टिसिपेट करिछि, ताहले सेही यूनियन टेरिटोरी पई सेही जॉइंट बोर्ड ता तार यूनियन टेरिटोरी बोर्ड बोली कुहा. सेक्शन 13 14 रे एक्सप्लेनेशन रे एटा कुहाई छि जे हमर सेक्शन 5 रे हम कोन कहउछु, यूनियन टेरिटोरी रे तमरो सेंट्रल बोर्ड ता होछि यूनियन टेरिटोरी बोर्ड. किंतु जॉइंट बोर्ड जदि गोटे तैयारी हे गला सेपरेट आ ता धरे यूनियन टेरिटोरी होची गोटे पार्टिसिपेट करिची गोटे पार्टी, ताहले सेही यूनियन टेरिटोरी पई तमरो आ सेंट्रल बोर्ड यूनियन टेरिटोरी बोर्ड बोली हबनी, सेठी तमरो जॉइंट बोर्ड ता यूनियन टेरिटोरी बोर्ड बोली कहै. बुझी परलो? जॉइंट बोर्ड ता तमरो यूनियन टेरिटोरी बोर्ड बोली कुहाजिबो को जगह रे, जो जगह रे तमरो यूनियन टेरिटोरी ता गोटे जॉइंट बोर्ड रे पार्टिसिपेट करिछि.
सर सेठी ताले सेंट्रल बोर्ड रो किछि पार्टीशन रहबोनी कि जदि जॉइंट बोर्ड सेठी
सेंट्रल बोर्ड तो फॉर सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट को जगह रे सेंट्रल बोर्ड तमरो जॉइंट बोर्ड रो गोटे ये हबो. माने सेंट्रल बोर्ड ता तमरो यूनियन टेरिटोरी रे जेहेतु किछि बोर्ड नाही, तेनु करी सेंट्रल बोर्ड यूनियन टेरिटोरी रो बोर्ड बोली कहा जाय. बा सेंट्रल बोर्ड शेल परफॉर्म ऑल द फंक्शन ऑफ द यूनियन टेरिटोरी बोर्ड. काहे कि ना यूनियन टेरिटोरी रे सेपरेट प्रोविजन किछि नाही. किंतु जदि जॉइंट बोर्ड गोटे तैयारी हैला, ता धरे यूनियन टेरिटोरी गोटे ता धरे मेंबर अछि बा पार्टिसिपेट करछि, तो सेही सर्कमस्टेंस रे सेंट्रल बोर्ड आउ से यूनियन टेरिटोरी पई काम करबोनी, जॉइंट बोर्ड ता यूनियन टेरिटोरी रो बोर्ड बोली धरा. एति गेला तार ई. अच्छा, so up to now I have discussed the composition constitution of three board under the Water Pollution Act: central board, state board and joint board. Then come to some other provisions which are also equally, you should know the other provisions like, listen, qualification, disqualification, there, because who will be eligible to be a member of the board? Listen, there is no specific qualification relating to the member secretary or the chairman of the pollution control board, whether central board or state board. Basically, the person having sufficient knowledge on forest, environment, public health, engineering, life science, etc., etc. So these type of persons are basically nominated or appointed as a member secretary or chairman of the pollution control board. And there is provision for disqualification. Listen, mostly the person who are disqualified to be a member of the board, basically the categories are that any person who is a insolvent, or who is a bankrupt, unsound mind, these type of persons are disqualified. Unsound mind, insolvent କାହାକୁ କୁହାଯାଏ? ଯିଏ ମାନେ ଦେବାଳିଆ ହେଇଯାଇଛି। ଆଚ୍ଛା, ତାପରେ ଅନସାଉଣ୍ଡ ମାଇଣ୍ଡ ମାନେ ଯାହାର କି ମେଣ୍ଟାଲି ରିଟାର୍ଡେଡ ବା ଏମିତି ଅନସାଉଣ୍ଡ ମାଇଣ୍ଡ ଯାହାକୁ ପାଗଳ ବୋଲି ଡାକ୍ତର ସାର୍ଟିଫିକେଟ ଦେଇଛି, ସେ ଟାଇପର ଲୋକ ତମର ମେମ୍ବର ହେଇପାରିବେନି। ତା ଛଡା any person who is convicted for an offense, any person who is convicted for an offense for more than 2 years, ଯାହାକୁ 2 ବର୍ଷରୁ ଅଧିକ ଜେଲ ହେଇଥିବ, ସେ ଲୋକ ତମର ଏଇ ପଲ୍ୟୁସନ କଣ୍ଟ୍ରୋଲ ବୋର୍ଡରେ ମେମ୍ବର ହେଇପାରିବନି। ତା ଛଡା କୋଉ ଲୋକ ହେଇପାରିବନି? ଯଦି କୌଣସି ଗୋଟେ ଲୋକ ତମର ପଲ୍ୟୁସନ କଣ୍ଟ୍ରୋଲ ବୋର୍ଡରେ ମେମ୍ବର ଥିଲା ପ୍ଲସ୍ ଏଟ୍ ଦି ସେମ୍ ଟାଇମ୍ ହି ହାଜ୍ ବିନ୍ ପେନାଲାଇଜ୍, ସିଏ ତାକୁ କୌଣସି ପ୍ରକାର ଗୋଟେ ପନିଶମେଣ୍ଟ ଦିଆ ହେଇକିରି କଢା ହେଇଛି, ମାନେ ଆଗରୁ ପଲ୍ୟୁସନ କଣ୍ଟ୍ରୋଲ ବୋର୍ଡର ମେମ୍ବର ଥିଲା କିନ୍ତୁ କୌଣସି ଗୋଟେ ଅଫେନ୍ସ ବା କ୍ରାଇମ କରିଛି, ସିଏ ହି ହାଜ୍ ବିନ୍ ଡିସ୍କ୍ୱାଲିଫାଏଡ, ତାକୁ ସେ ପଲ୍ୟୁସନ କଣ୍ଟ୍ରୋଲ ବୋର୍ଡରୁ ମେମ୍ବରସିପରୁ କାଢି ଦିଆହେଇଛି, ସେ ପ୍ରକାର ଲୋକକୁ ଆଉ ଥରେ ମେମ୍ବରସିପ ଦିଆଯିବ ନାହିଁ। ତା ଛଡା once a person is nominated as a member of the pollution control board, such person shall not be allowed to be a member for the second time. ଯିଏ ଥରେ ମେମ୍ବର ହବ ତାକୁ ଆଉ ଥରେ ମେମ୍ବର କରାଇ ଦିଆଯିବ ନାହିଁ ବା ତାକୁ କରାଯିବନି। এটা হଉଛି ପ୍ରୋଭିଜନ। ଆଚ୍ଛା, ତାପରେ ଆମେ କରିବା, এটা ହେଲା କଣ? ଡିସ୍କ୍ୱାଲିଫିକେସନ। ତାପରେ ହଉଛି ଦେଖ ଦି ବୋର୍ଡ, ଏଗୁଡାକ ଶୁଣ, ଆମର ପରୀକ୍ଷାରେ କଣ ପଡିବ? ବେସିକାଲି କମ୍ପୋଜିସନ, କନଷ୍ଟିଟ୍ୟୁସନ।
ସାର୍ ଜଣେ ମେମ୍ବର କେତେ ଦିନ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ରହିପାରିବ?
ମୁଁ କହୁଛି ସେଟା, ଆମର ଶୁଣ, ଦି ବୋର୍ଡ ଇଜ କନଷ୍ଟିଟ୍ୟୁଟେଡ ଫର ଏ ପିରିୟଡ ଅଫ 3 years। ବୋର୍ଡଟା 3 ବର୍ଷ ପାଇଁ ତିଆରି ହୁଏ, ଆଉ 3 ବର୍ଷ ପରେ ପୁଣି ଆଉ ଥରେ ବୋର୍ଡଟା ରିକନଷ୍ଟିଟ୍ୟୁଟ। ବୋର୍ଡ ତାର ହଉଛି ପ୍ରତ୍ୟେକ ବୋର୍ଡ ମିଟ୍ସ, ତାମାନେ ଆମର ଯୋଉ ମିଟିଂ କଥା ପଡିଛି, ପ୍ରତ୍ୟେକ ବୋର୍ଡ ତମର ପ୍ରତ୍ୟେକ 3 ମାସରେ ଥରେ ମିଟ୍ କରିବା ଦରକାର, ତାମାନେ ଏଟଲିଷ୍ଟ 4 times in a year. So it is the particularly meeting of board. The board shall meet at least once in every 3 months. 3 ମାସରେ ଥରେ ବୋର୍ଡ ବସିବ। ଆଉ ବୋର୍ଡର ପିରିୟଡ ହେଲା 3 ବର୍ଷ। A board is constituted for a 3 years. ଆଚ୍ଛା, ସେ 3 years ଭିତରେ ଏମିତି ବି ହେଇପାରେ, suppose a person got retired or any person who has been withdrawn by the government, ଏମିତି ବି ହେଇପାରେ, टेम्परारी वैकेंसी ହେଇପାରେ। ସପୋଜ ବୋର୍ଡଟା ତିଆରି ହେଇଗଲା, ତାପରେ ଗୋଟେ ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟ ଅଫିସିଆଲ ଟ୍ରାନ୍ସଫର ହେଇଗଲା, ବା ତମର ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟ ଧରିନିଅ ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟ କମ୍ପାନୀ କର୍ପୋରେସନରୁ ଆମର ଜଣେ ରିପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟ କରିଛି, ବା ଏଗ୍ରିକଲଚର ଫିସରୀରୁ ରିପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟ କରିଛି, ଯଦି ସେ ଲୋକଟା ସେଇ ପୋଷ୍ଟରେ ଆଉ ରହିଲାନି ବା ସେ ଲୋକ ଚେଞ୍ଜ ହେଇଗଲା, ପଳେଇଲା, ଦ୍ୟାଟ ମିନ୍ସ ଏ टेम्परारी वैकेंसी मे बी क्रिएटेड। ତମର ଯୋଉ 3 ବର୍ଷ ପିରିୟଡ ଭିତରେ ଯଦି ଜଣେ ବର୍ଷେ ମେମ୍ବର ରହିକି ଜଣେ ଛାଡିଦେଲା ବା ତାର ଡେଥ ହେଇଗଲା ବା ତାର ଟ୍ରାନ୍ସଫର ହେଇଗଲା, ତାହେଲେ କଣ ହବ? ଗୋଟେ ପୋଷ୍ଟ ଖାଲି ହେଇଗଲା ବର୍ଷେ ପରେ, ତାମାନେ ଏ ନ୍ୟୁ ମେମ୍ବର ମେ ବି ନୋମିନେଟେଡ। ସେଇ 3 ବର୍ଷ ଭିତରେ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ନୂଆ ମେମ୍ବରକୁ ବି ନୋମିନେଟ କରାଯିବ, and the new member shall hold office not for another 3 years but for the remaining period। ଧର ବର୍ଷେ ପରେ ଗୋଟେ ପୋଷ୍ଟ ଖାଲି ହେଇଗଲା, ତାହେଲେ ନେକ୍ସଟ ଆଉ ଯାହାକୁ ନୋମିନେଟ କରାଯିବ ସେଇ ପୋଷ୍ଟ ପାଇଁ, ତାକୁ ଆଉ 2 ବର୍ଷ ପାଇଁ ନୋମିନେଟ କରାଯିବ। ନୁହେଁ कि ताकू आउ थरे 3 वर्ष कंटिन्यू हो कहीं बोर्ड रो टेन्योर होची 3 इयर्स जहां भी करा जीवो 3 वर्ष भीतर। अच्छा ये हला तमरो टेम्पररी वैकेंसी। अच्छा तापर आउ गोटे प्रोविजन अछि दी फॉर द स्मूथ फंक्शनिंग ऑफ द बोर्ड for the smooth functioning of the act, smooth functioning of the board, that the board may constitute as many as committees. विभिन्न प्रकार कमिटी तैयारी करि परिबो किए बोर्ड तैयारी करि परिबो कमिटी केमती हमर सैंपल कलेक्शन कमिटी inquiry committee analysis committee appointment committee so for smooth functioning of the different activities of the board may constitute different committee may be constituted among the members माने से मेंबर मान को नेकरी कमिटी ही पारे और कमिटी में be constituted taking into consideration any outsider and members member और outsider एमान को नेकरी भी कमिटी ही पारे बा तमरो खाली मेंबर मान को नेकरी भी कमिटी ही पारे for the smooth functioning of the board different function of the board may constitute different committees. Suppose any outside person is nominated by the board to be a member of the committee गोटे बाहरिया लोक को आनी कमिटी रो मेंबर करा गला ताहाले तारो allowance remuneration जहां भी it will be paid by the board गला तापरे आउरी गोटे प्रोविजन अछि टेम्पररी एसोसिएशन ऑफ पर्सन with the board temporary association section 10 रे अछि temporary association of person with board माने कोन जदी बोर्ड एमती भी कहार गोटे माने काम दरकार करूची बा बोर्ड चाहूची आ कोनोसी लोक को डाकिबा पई for smooth functioning of the board may invite any temporarily associate any such person बोर्ड तमरो एनालिस्ट को डाकी पारे साइंटिस्ट को टेम्पररीली एसोसिएट करै पारे बा बोर्ड अन्य कोनोसी गोटे कारण पई कोनोसी लोक को बोर्ड रो डिफरेंट एक्टिविटीज रे इन्वॉल्व करै पारे से जगह रे जदी बोर्ड काहा को इनवाइट करूची ताले बोर्ड हैज टू बियर ऑल द एक्सपेंडिचर ये हला तमरो माने किछि प्रोविजन जोटा की तमरो ए जो ऑफिशियल प्रोविजन which is provided between section 5 to section 12 section 5 to 12 भितरे ए प्रोविजन गुडा को अछि section 13 14 तो तमरो गला जॉइंट बोर्ड तापरे आसीबा हमें तमरो ये कोनला ना पावर एंड फंक्शन ऑफ डिफरेंट बोर्ड देखो पावर एंड फंक्शन ऑफ डिफरेंट बोर्ड कहले सेक्शन 16 and 17 Section 16-17 deals with power and function of different board. अच्छा तुमको मु केते गुडा को माने वर्ड कहिबी पावर एंड फंक्शन सेंट्रल बोर्ड रो पावर एंड फंक्शन ऑफ सेंट्रल बोर्ड सेक्शन 16 पावर एंड फंक्शन ऑफ स्टेट बोर्ड सेक्शन 17 function of central board section 16 function of state board section 17 अच्छा सुनो I will dictate you some wordings and you should write down those words and you have to complete the sentence हमें जो function गुडा को every state board or central board has been assigned with lot of function with different function. So one by one we have to discuss. So section 16 function of central board. Please note down section 16 function of central board. So let us go through the provision section 16. Listen. In general, the central board has been assigned with all the power and function. Listen, central board has been vested with all the power and function whatever necessary for the prevention and control of pollution. So to prevent and control the pollution, central board may take any measure. Central board enjoys all the power and function. This is the general provision under section 16. Then come to the particular provision under section 16. Say section 16 रे गोटे general part अछि. Normally कौन हुए general part रे आमे कहू जे बोर्ड को सबुतक पावर दिया है वाटर पॉल्यूशन रिलेटेड जहाँ दरकार से करी किंतु सेमती कहिले तो पूराटा हबनी कौन कौन फंक्शन वी हैव टू मेक इट पर्टिकुलर. अच्छा ताहले सेक्शन 16 रे 1 2 3 करी आसीबा. फर्स्ट सेक्शन 16 तापर को लेख टू एडवाइज द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट. टू एडवाइज द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट. देखो प्रत्येक टी जगह रे तमरो सेंटेंस रो एंड टा होची ऑलमोस्ट सिमिलर केमती टू एडवाइज द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट रिगार्डिंग प्रिवेंशन एंड कंट्रोल ऑफ वाटर पॉल्यूशन. टू एडवाइज द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट किए एडवाइज करिवो सेंट्रल बोर्ड हैज टू एडवाइज द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट फॉर द प्रिवेंशन एंड कंट्रोल ऑफ पॉल्यूशन. तापर हैला टू coordinate the activities of the state board. To coordinate the activities of the state board. To coordinate the activities of the state board for the prevention and control of pollution, because different state board has different activities and they have different problem. So it is the responsibility of the central board to coordinate the activities of different state board. Third one, to provide technical assistance. देखो तुमको जो वार्डटा प्रथमे कहूची सेतिकी को खाली लेखि लेले तुमको परे सुविधा हबो and you can complete the sentence. To provide technical assistance. To provide technical assistance, kaha को technical assistance दबो? The person those who are involved in this water pollution program or to provide technical assistance to different state board. And the object is for the prevention and control of pollution. Then next, to plan and organize training program. To plan and organize training program. To plan and organize training program. अच्छा training program कहाँ को नेग्री करिवो? Training program of the person those who are involved in this prevention and control of water pollution program. जो माने यही सब एक्टिविटीज रे इन्वॉल्व तांको ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम करा जाय. Then to organize through mass media. To organize through mass media a comprehensive program. To organize through mass media a comprehensive program. To organize through mass media a comprehensive program. Temporary last line टा मु कहूनी. अच्छा तापर लेखो to collect and compile technical and statistical data. To collect and compile technical and statistical data. To collect and compile technical and statistical data. Then next, to lay down standards. To lay down standards. To lay down standards of water pollution. To lay down standards of water pollution. So different standard water pollution ratio, concentration or the pollution level may be fixed by the central board taking into consideration the national interest. So different standard may be fixed for water pollution, particularly the river water, ocean water, pond water, well water. So So different standard may be fixed by the central board. Then to plan nationwide program, to plan nationwide program, to plan nationwide program, nationwide program for the prevention and control of pollution. देखिथिबो टीवी फीवी रे केमती सब विभिन्न प्रोग्राम दिया जाए, हाउ टू प्रोटेक्ट वाटर, हाउ टू प्रिवेंट वाटर पोल्यूशन, हाउ टू सेव द ड्रॉप ऑफ वाटर, हाउ टू सेव द नेचर, एगुडा सब होची नेशन वाइड प्रोग्राम थ्रू मास मीडिया एगुडा करा जाए. Then finally the last one is the central board. The central board has to constitute, the central board has to establish, the central board has to establish a laboratory for analysis. Central board has to establish a laboratory for analysis. That means for the sake of analysis of sample, a central board has to establish a separate laboratory, or central board may recognize a existing laboratory for the purpose of analysis of sample by the central board. आउ थरे तुमको एटा रिपीट करूची. ଆମର section 16 function of the central board. Function of the central board re what we have discussed, that it is the responsibility of the central board, it is the duty of the central board to advise the central government. Then the central board has to provide technical assistance to different state board, or to provide technical assistance to those persons, those who are involved in this water pollution program. Then the central board has to coordinate the activities of different state boards. Then central board has to organize training program, has to organize through mass media any comprehensive program. Then the central board has to collect samples for analysis. Then central board has to lay down different standards. Then the central board has to plan and organize nationwide program. Then finally the central board has to establish a separate laboratory for analysis of water pollution. So today I have discussed this much. Tomorrow I will proceed from section 17, because section 17, that is the power and function of state board. मु एटा को एथ पई काली को रखिली जे काली आमे आउ थरे पावर एंड फंक्शन ता को आउ थरे जदी डिस्कस करबा तमरा आउ टिके मने रही. So tomorrow I will discuss the power and function of the state board and the restriction imposed under Water Pollution Act. Okay?
Yes, sir.
एक्चुअली रे ए जो सब प्रोसेस रोचे लाइक सेंट्रल बोर्ड स्टेट बोर्ड एथरे पीएम और गवर्नर का किछ फंक्शन नहीं.
देखो तमरो when the board is constituted by the government, means the central government has to constitute the central board. Central government कहले किए द तमरो होची प्राइम मिनिस्टर हेले तमरो चीफ एग्जीक्यूटिव. तमरो प्रत्येक माने केमती हमरो डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन ऑफ पावर केमती हेची. देखो प्रथम कथा हला प्राइम मिनिस्टर माने तमरो काहा को अपॉइंट करिवो, तमरो प्रत्येक मिनिस्टर मान को अपॉइंट करिवो. अपॉइंट तो सीए करिवोनी, हमरो अपॉइंट करिवो कि प्रेसिडेंट, किंतु प्राइम मिनिस्टर ताकू नॉमिनेट करिवो. अच्छा तमरो जो मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एनवायरनमेंट एंड फॉरेस्ट हमरो अछि से मंत्री बा सेही डिपार्टमेंट सीए एक्चुअली नॉमिनेट करिवो. तो मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एनवायरनमेंट एंड फॉरेस्ट जेतेले नॉमिनेट करिवो सीए जने मिनिस्टर सीए तो ता मन इच्छा करि परिवोनी. प्राइम मिनिस्टर जो भलिया चाहिबे सेही भलिया करिवो, बा मिनिस्टर जोटा करूची से प्राइम मिनिस्टर रो अप्रूवल नबो. तेनु करी समस्त इन्वॉल्व. जेते बेले तमरो गोटे बोर्ड तयारी होची, गवर्नमेंट तयारी करची, माने गवर्नमेंट माने आईएएस ऑफिसर करिवेनी. गवर्नमेंट माने तमरो जो मिनिस्टर सीए करिवो, आ मिनिस्टर होची तमर गोटे एग्जीक्यूटिव जेतेले से तार ऑफिस रे बसे मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एनवायरनमेंट एंड फॉरेस्ट रे जेतेले से ऑफिस रे बते सेतेबेले से गोटे तमर ऑफिसर बा एग्जीक्यूटिव एनकरी सेमाने करिवे तो सेमाने जेतेले नॉमिनेट करिवे सेमाने माने प्राइम मिनिस्टर र विदाउट अप्रूवल रे सेमाने किछि करिवे ना माने इनडायरेक्टली तमर पीएम ऑफिस ता तमर सेंट्रल बोर्ड जेतेले तयारी होबो सेमानकर माने ये रहिबो कंसेंट रहिबो बा तमर ए जो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट रे स्टेट बोर्ड रे सेमती स्टेट गवर्नमेंट रो चीफ मिनिस्टर रो अप्रूवल बा कंसेंट रहिबो हेले तमर बोर्ड तयारी हे परिबो काहे कि ना ए जो बोर्ड गुडा को एगुडा गवर्नमेंट तयारी कर दीज आर ऑल स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडी दीज आर ऑल स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडी काहे कि ना ए जो बोर्ड गुडा को एगुडा को हमें कहू सेमी गवर्नमेंटल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एमाने प्योरली प्राइवेट नहंती काहे कि ना बोर्ड टा गवर्नमेंट तयारी करची प्लस बोर्ड गवर्नमेंट पर्पस पई हेची बोर्ड को टोटल टंका पैसा सब गवर्नमेंट दबो एंड फाइनली दी बोर्ड इज अकाउंटेबल टू दी गवर्नमेंट बोर्ड जदी काम न कला काली बोर्ड को भांगी दबो गवर्नमेंट प्लस गवर्नमेंट ता निज हाथ को सब पावर नै दी तेनु करी ए जेते सब
गाड़ी 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 गाड़ी
ओके
फोन डाकिलो आओ जा 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 जा
ओके थैंक यू yes anybody any question anyone having any question आकांक्षा
No, sir. I'll let you know tomorrow if I have any doubt.
okay okay no problem. Okay
Thank
okay
you.
thank you
थैंक यू सर
okay thank you
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
हेलो हेलो
Hello.
कोठी अछु भाई कोठी अछु
भाई हेलो ए हातरा म हलै पानी हां मते तो
कोठी अछु भाई अंडा
30
30
नहीं
किलोमीटर भाई तो
50
साइकिल चले के जिछु भाई 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 तो नमस्कार बोल भाई तो नमस्कार
भाई पादोरा के देखैले पादोरा के देखैले हमने मुंडो के
ए तो
छुई
ठंडा केमती हला साइकिल रे आसले ठंडा हे गला ना कोन हेमती दियो
ओदा ठंडार का बहुत लोग होई छे एतले हम पत्र
मते नहीं है भाई मते नहीं है देखो मैं जस्ट सुई दिली देखो
उतला धला जी
ओए 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 ये कहा है बे